The Old Fashioned is one of the most iconic cocktails ever created. It's simple, bold, and timeless. A drink that has been enjoyed for more than a century. Traditionally, it's made one glass at a time with bourbon, bitters, sugar, and citrus oils. But when you're hosting a friend's family or a party, mixing drinks individually can slow things down. That's where this old-fashioned pitcher comes in. Today I'm going to show you how to batch one of the world's greatest cocktails so you can serve multiple drinks quickly without sacrificing flavor or quality. This pitcher version keeps everything that makes the classic old-fashioned great: rich bourbon, aromatic bitters, a touch of sweetness, and fresh orange oils, but prepared ahead of time so it's ready whenever your guests want another drink. Batching cocktails is a technique professional bartenders use all the time. By mixing the ingredients in advance and chilling the batch, you allow the flavors to blend together while also saving yourself the time of measuring, stirring each drink individually. It also ensures every cocktail tastes exactly the same from the first glass to the last. In this recipe, we'll combine bourbon, simple syrup, aromatic bitters, orange bitters, and a small amount of water to replicate the dilution that normally happens when a cocktail is stirred with ice. Then we'll add fresh orange slices for a subtle citrus infusion while the batch chills in the refrigerator. Once it is ready, serving is as easy as pouring the mixture over ice and finishing it with a twist of orange peel and a cherry garnish. One of the best things about a batched old fashioned is how versatile it is. It works perfectly for holiday gatherings, dinner parties, game nights, or any occasion where you want a classic cocktail ready to go. The mixture can be made ahead of time, stored in the refrigerator, or kept in the freezer so it's always perfectly chilled. In this video, I'll walk you through every step from measuring and mixing the batch to chilling it properly and finally pouring it and garnishing the finishing cocktail. By the end, you'll have a rich, smooth old-fashioned that tastes just like the one you get at the great cocktail bar, but made easily at home and ready for a crowd. So grab your pitcher, your favorite bourbon, and let's make a batch of one of the most legendary cocktails ever created, the Old Fashioned. As usual, we're going to start by placing a clean glass pitcher on the counter. A clear pitcher works best for this recipe because you can easily see the color of the cocktail and the citrus slices that will be later added. Using a large pitcher allows plenty of room for stirring and mixing the ingredients evenly. Measure the bourbon that will serve as the base of this cocktail. A rich, smooth bourbon with notes of vanilla, caramel, and oak works perfectly for an old-fashioned. Measuring the bourbon first ensures the batch will have the correct balance of spirit to sweetness. Pour the measured bourbon into the pitcher. The deep amber color of the bourbon is the foundation of the drink and provides the strong classic flavor that old-fashioned cocktails are known for. Measure the simple syrup that will add just a touch of sweetness to the cocktail. The purpose of the syrup is not to overpower the drink, but to soften the edges of the bourbon and bring the flavors together. Pour the simple syrup into the pitcher with the bourbon. As the syrup blends with the bourbon, it creates a smooth and balanced base that will carry the bitters and citrus flavors later in the recipe. Add several dashes of bitters to the pitcher. Bitters are an essential part of the Old Fashioned and provide the aromatic spice notes that give the drink its signature flavor. Add a small amount of orange bitters. These bitters enhance the citrus element of the cocktail and complement the orange garnish that will be used later. Measure a small amount of cold water. This step may seem unusual, but it is very important for batching cocktails. The water replaces the dilution that would normally occur when stirring a drink with ice. Pour the measured water into the pitcher. This ensures the final cocktail will have the same smooth texture and balanced strength as freshly stirred old fashioned. Stir the mixture thoroughly until the bourbon, syrup, bitters, and water are fully combined. This step evenly distributes the ingredients and creates a consistent flavor throughout the batch. Slice a fresh orange into thin rounds. The orange slices will add a subtle citrus aroma to the pitcher while the cocktail chills. Add orange slices to the pitcher. As the cocktail sits, the orange gently infuses the mixture and adds a light citrus brightness to the drink. Place the pitcher into the refrigerator so the cocktail can chill completely. Allowing the mixture to rest also helps the flavors blend together. Remove the pitcher from the refrigerator once the cocktail is fully chilled and ready to serve. Place several ice cubes into a rocks glass. Large cubes work best because they melt more slowly and keep the drink cold without watering it down too quickly. Pour the old-fashioned mixture from the pitcher over the ice. The chilled cocktail should flow smoothly into the glass and begin to settle around the ice. Express the oils from a fresh orange peel over the drink. The citrus oils add bright aromatic layer that enhances the flavor of the cocktail. Add a Luxardo cherry to the drink as a garnish. The cherry provides a subtle sweetness and gives the old-fashioned its classic finishing touch. The finished old-fashioned is now ready to enjoy. The drink should have a deep amber color, balanced sweetness, and a smooth bourbon flavor that hints of citrus and spice. Cover the pitcher with a lid or plastic wrap to protect the cocktail while it is being stored. Place the covered pitcher back into the refrigerator if there is any mixture remaining. The old-fashioned batch can be stored in the refrigerator for up to 2 days while maintaining its flavor and balance. Pour the remaining cocktail mixture into a freezer-safe bottle if you plan to store it for longer. Place the bottle into the freezer. The alcohol content prevents the mixture from freezing solid, allowing it to maintain pourability. Once chilled in the freezer, the cocktail becomes extra cold and ready for quick serving whenever you want another drink. Remove the bottle from the freezer when you are ready to prepare another cocktail. Pour the chilled old-fashioned mixture over the fresh ice in the rocks glass. Finish the drink with a fresh orange peel garnish and a cherry if desired. Your old-fashioned cocktail is ready to enjoy once again. Smooth, aromatic, and perfectly balanced, just like the classic original. Some notes from the bartender. The old-fashioned is one of the most respected cocktails in the world of bartending because it showcases the spirit rather than hiding it. With only a few ingredients, every component matters, which is why batching this drink correctly is important. When prepared properly, a pitcher of old fashions should taste just as balanced and smooth as one made individually. One of the most important elements of this recipe is the bourbon. Since the old fashioned is primarily bourbon, the quality of the whiskey will directly affect the flavor of the final cocktail. A mid-range bourbon with rich caramel, vanilla, and oak notes works best for batching. Some excellent options include Woodford Reserve, Buffalo Trace, Maker's Mark, Four Roses, or Elijah Craig. These bourbons provide strong character while still blending well with bitters and citrus. Another key factor in batching cocktails is dilution. Normally, when a bartender prepares an old-fashioned, the drink is stirred with ice for about 20 to 30 seconds. That process slowly melts a small amount of ice into the drink, which softens the alcohol and balances the cocktail. When batching drinks in a pitcher, you can replicate this dilution by adding a measured amount of cold water directly to the mixture. Skipping this step can result in a cocktail that tastes too strong or harsh when served. Sweetness is another place where personal preference can come into play. This recipe uses simple syrup because it mixes easily into the cold liquids and distributes evenly throughout the batch. However, if you want a deeper, richer flavor, you can substitute Demerara syrup. Demerara syrup Has a slightly molasses-like sweetness that pairs beautifully with bourbon and gives the old-fashioned a more traditional character. Bitters are what truly define the old-fashioned. Bitters provide warm spice notes like clove, cinnamon, and herbal aromatics that balance the sweetness and enhance the whiskey. Adding a small amount of orange bitters helps reinforce the citrus element and creates a more complex aroma in the finished cocktail. The citrus garnish is more important than many people realize. When you twist an orange peel over the drink, tiny droplets of citrus oil spray onto the surface of the cocktail. Those oils create the signature aroma that many people associate with an old-fashioned. Even if you include orange slices in the pitcher for infusion, always finish the drink with a fresh orange peel to bring out the bright citrus fragrance. When serving old fashions, ice also plays a major role in the final experience. Large ice cubes or large clear ice spheres are ideal because they melt slowly and keep the cocktail cold without watering it down too quickly. Smaller cubes will melt faster and dilute the drink more rapidly. One of the biggest advantages of this pitcher recipe is convenience. Instead of measuring, stirring, and garnishing every individual drink, you can prepare the batch ahead of time and simply pour it over ice when the guests arrive. This makes it perfect for holidays, dinner parties, or any gathering where you want to serve a classic cocktail without spending the entire evening behind the bar. If you want to take batching even further, you can store the mixture in the freezer. Because of the alcohol content, the cocktail will not freeze solid. Instead, it will become extremely cold and slightly thick, allowing you to pour perfectly chilled old fashions directly from the bottle. Finally, remember that old fashions is a drink that is meant to be savored. It's strong, aromatic, and full of character. Take your time, enjoy the aroma of the citrus oils, and appreciate the smooth balance of the bourbon, bitters, and sweetness that makes this cocktail a timeless classic. And there you have it, a rich, smooth, and perfectly balanced old-fashioned made the easy way in a pitcher. This batched version keeps everything people love about the classic cocktail while making it simple to serve multiple drinks without mixing each one individually. By preparing the cocktail ahead of time, you get the same bold bourbon flavor, the same aromatic bitters, and the same bright citrus oils that define the traditional old-fashioned. The only difference is now you can pour it straight from the pitcher and enjoy it with friends without spending the whole evening measuring and stirring drinks. This is one of those recipes that works for almost any occasion. It's perfect for holiday gatherings, dinner parties, game nights, or any time you want a classic cocktail ready to go. Because the batch can be stored in the refrigerator or even the freezer, it's incredibly convenient when you're entertaining guests. The beauty of the old-fashioned is its simplicity. With just a few ingredients, bourbon, bitters, a touch of sweetness, and fresh citrus, you get a drink that's bold, balanced, and timeless. And when you make it in a pitcher like this, you keep the classic flavor while making the whole process easier and more efficient. If you enjoy classic cocktails and easy entertainment recipes like this one, make sure to subscribe to the channel. There are plenty more cocktail pitcher recipes, party drinks, and simple kitchen creations coming your way. Thank you for spending some time behind the bar with me today. I'm Rod, and this is Cooking with Rod. Until next time, take care, enjoy your drink, and cheers!